Police are investigating after a deadly accident involving a dump truck and an SUV.
A Kentucky State Police trooper killed in the line of duty. What we've learned about Trooper Joseph Ponder and the man police say killed him.
The coroner is calling what happened here a sad story, an attempted murder-suicide.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. A busy Lexington Road back open now after being closed for hours this afternoon following a deadly crash.
It happened just before 2 on Richmond Road near Squires. Police say a dump truck collided with an SUV, killing one person. WKYT's Sam Smith is at the scene with our top story at 5. Sam?
The road is back open here on Richmond Road near Squires Road. Police say there was a crash here around 2 o'clock, and the road reopened around 4 o'clock. Police say a dump truck going outbound on Richmond Road collided with an SUV going inbound near Squires Road. They say the driver of the SUV turned left into the path of the dump truck. They say there were 3 people in the SUV. The driver and a passenger were taken to the hospital with serious and minor injuries, respectively. The passenger in the front seat of the SUV was pronounced dead at the scene. The coroner says it appears he died of blunt force trauma. Police say the driver of the dump truck is okay.
He's making a statement to the police. He's kind of rattled. I talked just briefly with him. He did, and you can see that he did try to avoid this collision.
We're told an ambulance from Madison County was in the area at the time of the wreck, and EMTs got out to assist. We're told they left when Lexington first responders arrived. In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And the coroner tells us the man killed was wearing his seatbelt.
The man suspected of killing a Kentucky State Police trooper has been killed. State police say that Trooper Joseph Ponder was shot during a traffic stop last night on Interstate 24 in Lyon County. An overnight manhunt led state police to a wooded area where troopers shot and killed the suspect, 25-year-old Joseph Johnson Shanks, after they say he refused to put down his gun. WKYT's Monique Blair is at the live desk with what we've learned about the suspect and the victim. Monique.
Well, Sam, 31-year-old Kentucky State Police Trooper Joseph Cameron Ponder just graduated from the State Police Academy in January, and his colleagues describe him as an excellent, eager trooper, someone who loved his job. Trooper Ponder was killed in the line of duty last night while conducting a traffic stop in western Kentucky. Kentucky State Police Trooper Jay Thomas says at 10:20 Sunday night, Trooper Ponder was conducting a traffic stop on Interstate 24 when the driver fled. A chase then ensued for about 10 miles, and then the suspect stopped abruptly, causing Trooper Ponder's vehicle to make contact with the back of the suspect's vehicle.
At that point, the suspect leaned out of the driver's side window and fired multiple rounds at the trooper car, striking the hood, the windshield, and striking our trooper.
Trooper Ponder died at a local hospital shortly before midnight.
This is the second trooper that we've lost in the line of duty this year for the Kentucky State Police, and the second from our post out of Mayfield. We're all just holding together the best we can and just continuing to do our jobs. It is tough on us, and it's tough on our families.
Police say the suspect, 25-year-old Joseph Johnson Shanks of Missouri, ran away and was found around 7 o'clock this morning in a wooded area a couple miles from the shooting. Police say Johnson Shanks refused to drop his weapon and was then shot by officers. He died later at a hospital. Now, police tell us there was an adult woman and 2 children in the suspect's car. We're told they have been questioned but have not been charged or arrested at this time. Police have not released the reason for the initial traffic stop on Johnson Shanks. At the live desk, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. And police say that Johnson Shanks had been arrested in August of last year for failing to appear in an unspecified case. In May of this year, investigators began searching for him for questioning in the theft of some lottery tickets.
A man is dead, his wife in the hospital after a shooting this morning in a Lexington neighborhood. Police say the man shot his wife, then killed himself at the home on Tulane Drive off Wilson Downing Road. Kristen Kennedy talked to a friend of the victim. She has the latest on the investigation.
Neighbors tell us the couple had lived here at this home on Tulane Drive for more than 30 years. They say the wife's health had been deteriorating, and recently the husband's had too. The coroner is calling this a very sad story. He says this morning Millard West shot his wife, then shot himself. Investigators believe the wife will survive. They say she was talking to crews when they took her to UK hospital. West died in his home. Neighbors tell us the couple had home health nurses watching over them around the clock. The coroner says a nurse was at the home at the time of the shooting. She alerted a nearby garbage truck driver and asked him to call 911.
You never know. I mean, you just never know when people do that. Why? It just happens. But it's going to be kind of rough around here because they definitely were. They were a pillarment of this neighborhood for sure. I mean, they've been here as long as just about any of us have, and everybody knew them. And like I said, you don't drive by without waving, and Gavin didn't come home without going and seeing them, and she didn't can without bringing us something. So, you know, good people. They really were.
Lexington police and the coroner spent about 2 hours out here investigating. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The wife's name has not been released. The coroner says Millard West was 74 years old. Another big crowd of media and supporters from both sides showing up at the Rowan County Courthouse this morning.
Embattled clerk Kim Davis returning to work for the first time since being released from jail for not issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And just a few hours into her day, a couple showed up to get a marriage license. Our Sean Moody is tracking the developments now from Moorhead.
This morning, the Rowan County Courthouse lawn was packed with people on both sides of this debate. County Clerk Kim Davis said she wouldn't authorize any marriage licenses at all, but she wouldn't take any action against the deputy clerks who issued them. Davis read a statement to reporters before her office opened this morning.
My conscience or my freedom. My conscience or my ability to serve the people that I love.
Davis's attorney said she removed her name, title, and authority from the license. Instead, they'll read that they were issued pursuant to a federal court order.
I urge Governor Beshear, the legislature, and the court to intervene. They have the authorization and the authority to provide these types of accommodations.
Shannon and Carmen Wampler Collins showed up at the courthouse late this morning to get a license. Inside the office, there were some protesters. One urged the deputy clerk not to process that paperwork.
Don't let Kim's 6 days in jail be in vain, clerks. Do not sign that license.
But he went ahead and issued the license. Shannon Wampler Collins said Moorhead is her hometown, and she wasn't sure if she'd ever be able to get a license here.
Just really overjoyed. I mean, just like to believe that we're finally here after 20 years, you know.
Now, Davis's attorney said they're still working through some litigation, including a new state lawsuit they plan to file against Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear. He said that Beshear has an obligation to give Davis and other county clerks an accommodation if granting those licenses would violate their religious beliefs. That new lawsuit will be in addition to a federal one they've already filed. In Rowan County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Kim Davis said that she had concerns that the current marriage licenses being issued are not valid. Both the governor and the attorney general say they are valid.
After a cool morning, it's turned into a beautiful afternoon here in the Bluegrass. It's also the last full week of summer, so what's in store for us? Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a first look at your forecast. Jim?
It has been beautiful out there, first of all, and you can see that right there on the sky cam. We're going to keep the beauty and all of the warmth throughout the entire week. Live sky cam looking out toward Hamburg. Can't find any clouds, and you won't find any clouds throughout the rest of the evening, tomorrow. It's going to be very difficult. We have a dry air mass hanging out with us. Here's what we have on Defender, and we've thrown the temperatures area-wide on for you, too. And we are looking at some pretty comfortable stuff, mainly showing up out there in the 70s. Like, look down the road in Richmond, 73. London at 74. 72 in Harlan, so a little bit cooler for you folks out in eastern parts of Kentucky. Just a little cooler. Not bad, though. Tonight, though, it's going to be a lot cooler. You could end up again in the mid-40s, while some of us here in central Kentucky, like here in Lexington, Danville, 52, Frankfort, 51 for the folks in Lexington. So we'll be just slightly warmer as we go into the day tomorrow. But that should be the last really chilly night we have, at least for a little while. We'll take a closer look at all of this coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. Firefighters responded to one home 3 times today after they say it kept catching fire. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Perry County. It happened on High Rock Road in the Upper Creek area. Firefighters say they responded to a fire early this morning and then had to go back 2 times after the fire flared back up. Firefighters say they were able to save the homeowner's camper and his dogs, but the home itself was a total loss.
That can be replaced. I can't be replaced, and I love my animals. I wouldn't take nothing for them.
And the cause of the fire remains under investigation. In Mercer County, police are investigating after someone stole a bunch of used batteries from a Walmart service center. According to the Harrodsburg Police Department, someone cut the lock on the door at the service center just before 5 this morning and took 50 used batteries. Police have released this picture of the vehicle they were driving. Anyone with information on the theft is asked to contact the Harrodsburg Police Department.
With one streak over, the Cats hope to snap another one this weekend. Fresh off their first SEC road win in 6 seasons, UK is back home, getting ready for a showdown against the Florida Gators. WKYT's Rob Bromley joins us with our Big Blue coverage. Rob?
Hello, and the Wildcats are hoping to end another streak. The Florida Gators coming into town. Going back to 1986, the Wildcats have dropped 28 in a row to Florida. What a win over the weekend against South Carolina. Kentucky went on the road and won, ending a string of 22 straight losses. The victory makes the Cats 2-0.
We enjoyed it. We had good. It was good. Everybody was sleeping. To be honest with you, it was very what the big fuss was about. No, I'm kidding. We enjoyed it. We had good. It was good post game in the locker room. Guys enjoyed themselves and you know, like I said the week before, I think it's good to see them, you know, all the work and some things come together, and we're getting better. We're growing. They enjoyed it. They should.
All right, up next, the ugly streak Kentucky fans would like to break is the one against Florida. 28 straight losses to the Gators Saturday night, Kentucky, Florida, and the Cats go into this game with a lot of momentum. The Cats have not won their first 2 games since 2010, so they've done that. They haven't won their first 2 SEC games since 1977.
Thank you, Rob. Kickoff for the Missouri game the following weekend, September 26th, is also set for 7:30 at Commonwealth.